Eala just delivered one of the grittiest comeback victories of her young career, and her words afterward sent chills through everyone watching. The 20-year-old Filipino sensation showed remarkable heart and resilience as she battled back to defeat 2024 Olympic silver medalist Donna Vic, turning a moment of doubt into a powerful statement of belief, courage, and rising greatness. A marathon 3-set battle lasting 2 hours and 40 minutes at the ASB Classic in Auckland, New Zealand. Eala found herself down a set against an experienced veteran. Digging deep through adversity and fighting past a medical timeout, she showed the heart of a true champion, completing a stunning comeback in front of a crowd overflowing with passionate Filipino fans. This wasn't just another first-round win, it was a powerful statement to the tennis world that Eala is ready to take the next step in 2026, and when she stepped up to the microphone after match point, Eala delivered a message that perfectly captured why she is quickly becoming one of the sport's most beloved rising stars. The ASB Classic is a crucial warm-up event ahead of the Australian Open, and for Alexei, it marks the final stage of preparation before making her main draw debut at the season's first Grand Slam. Entering the tournament as the 4th seed, behind Ukraine's Elena Svitolina and Americans Emma Navarro and Eva Jovic, Eala arrived brimming with confidence. Just 1 day earlier, she and Jovic stunned the crowd by defeating tennis legend Venus Williams and Svitolina in a dramatic doubles clash, saving 8 set points in a first-set tiebreak before cruising to victory. That win proved Eala could handle pressure on the biggest stages, but the true test was always going to be singles competition against a decorated opponent. Donna represented exactly that kind of challenge. Vic, who represents Croatia, is currently ranked 69th in the world after a difficult 2025 season that saw her slide from a year start ranking of 19. Yet her pedigree is undeniable. She reached a career-high singles ranking of number 17, captured 4 WTA singles titles, advanced to the Wimbledon semifinals in 2024, and claimed the silver medal at the Paris Olympics, achievements that cement her reputation as one of the tour's most dangerous players on her best days. Entering this match, Vic arrived with renewed motivation, a new coach previously linked to Katie Bolter and Biljana Veselinovic, and a new clothing sponsor in Alice, all part of her effort to rediscover peak form. For Eala, this matchup marked her first ever meeting with Vic, and the contrast between the two players made the contest especially compelling. Both are powerful baseline hitters who look to overwhelm opponents with aggression, but their paths to this moment could not have been more different. Ranked 53rd in the world, Eala is only beginning to establish herself on tour after a breakthrough 2025 season that saw her reach the Miami Open semifinals with a stunning run, capture her first WTA title at the Guadalajara Open, and emerge as the first Filipino star of a new era in women's tennis. She became the first Filipino player ever to break into the WTA top 50, while Vic, at 29 years old, is fighting to prove that 2025 was an aberration rather than the start of a decline. Vic's biggest advantage coming into the match was her serve. She is regularly among the tour's ace leaders and had blasted 19 aces across her previous 3 matches, though that power also came with risk, as evidenced by 14 double faults. By contrast, Eala's serve has long been viewed as her biggest weakness, making return games a critical part of her strategy. When the match began on center court, Eala wasted no time asserting herself, coming out with aggressive intent and racing to a 3-0 lead. She broke Vic early and dictated play with fearless, powerful ground strokes, sending the crowd packed with Filipino fans waving flags and roaring after every point into a frenzy. Despite being thousands of miles from home, it felt like a home court for the young star. But tennis at this level is never straightforward, and Vic soon reminded everyone why she is an Olympic silver medalist and former top 20 player, flipping the momentum and winning 6 of the next 7 games to seize control of the match. Turning the momentum completely around, Vic snatched the opening frame 6-4, silencing the crowd and putting Eala on the back foot. The second set instantly became pivotal for Eala's chances. A straight sets loss after such a promising start would have been a bitter outcome, and she knew she had to find another gear. Vic kept pressing and leveled the set at 3-3, carrying over the confidence from her first set surge, but Eala responded with the grit that has come to define her rise. She won the next 2 games behind superior returns and fearless baseline aggression to move ahead 5-3. Vic refused to go quietly, holding serve to close the gap to 5-4, but Eala stayed composed when it mattered most. She sealed the 10th game to force a deciding third set, leveling the match and sending a clear message that she wasn't going anywhere. Between sets, however, Eala required a medical timeout to address a physical issue, briefly stepping off the court as the crowd held its breath. It was the kind of moment where matches often turn a young player battling discomfort against a seasoned veteran sensing opportunity. But when Eala returned to the court, it was clear the fight was far from over, and the deciding set, Eala returned to the court looking refreshed and resolute, fully aware that this was her moment to prove she belonged at this level and she wasn't about to let it slip away. The third set unfolded with gripping tension and drama. Vic earned a breakpoint in the 8th game, threatening to seize control, but Eala responded with ice-cold composure, winning the next 2 points to secure a pivotal 5-3 lead and move within 1 game of victory. The crowd erupted, sensing an unforgettable comeback was within reach. But tennis can be cruel. Back-to-back errors, including a costly double fault, allowed Vic to claw her way back to 5-4, and the momentum appeared to tilt toward the veteran. It was a defining moment, Vic fighting to stay alive, Eala trying to close out the biggest win of her young 2026 season. Drawing on the resilience that has become her trademark, the Filipino sensation bounced back instantly. She unleashed a blistering forehand that sent Vic scrambling, and moments later, the match ended. When Vic's return crashed into the net, Eala collapsed in celebration as the Filipino fans erupted, completing a thrilling, hard-fought comeback that announced her arrival on the biggest stage. The stadium erupted in pure joy as the match came to an end after 2 hours and 40 minutes of high-quality, captivating tennis, with both players trading brilliant rallies throughout. Eala ultimately proved to be the fitter competitor, while Vic showed signs of fatigue in her first match of the season. The victory sends Eala into the round of 16, where she will face fellow Croatian Petra Marino, offering another opportunity to build momentum against familiar opposition. Yet the most unforgettable moment of the night came moments later, during Eala's on-court interview. Standing at center court, surrounded by roaring Filipino fans who had traveled from around the world to support her, Eala took the microphone and delivered words that perfectly captured why she is rapidly becoming one of tennis's most beloved young stars. She began by acknowledging the quality of her opponent and just how difficult the match had been. She's such an experienced player, super talented, and definitely very decorated. I really had a tough time today, Eala said, genuine respect evident in her voice. She then reflected on her own journey, adding, "But I'm most happy about being able to compete and show up at a level like this, especially after such a tough preseason and everything that's happened over the past month." Then came the moment that sent chills through every Filipino in attendance and watching around the world. Looking directly into the crowd, emotion pouring through her words, Eala said, "It's so special. And if there's one thing I've learned in 2025, it's that home is a people, not a place. So thank you, everyone. Salamat." The line lingered long after she finished speaking. Here was a 20-year-old athlete competing thousands of miles from her homeland, yet feeling completely at home because of the community surrounding her. By thanking the crowd in Tagalog, "Maraming salamat," meaning thank you very much, she honored her roots while standing on a global stage. It was a moment that transcended sport, speaking to identity, belonging, and the power of community. Playing so far from the Philippines, it certainly didn't feel that way, as the roar of Filipino fans carried Eala through the grueling, nearly 3-hour battle, chanting her name, cheering every point, and transforming Auckland into something that felt remarkably like Manila.